Yare yo, yare yes. Obi benya one fi yare. Yamfa yare nso nya nipa. Sichire yare ni no. Sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy. We are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pocket, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055 000 5077 055 000 5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support. Yari yo, yari.
Michael, let's support the immune system. Yeah, Mama Michael.
Pacho, what Tony near?
Let's not go be able to go in the
Me kwa support my boost for your immune system. Hey, that's a Michael t-shirt. Mato t-shirt. Me kwa ba fan kan no. Ni t-shirt go mama.
Boss, champion, boss, Mr. Willie one.
Okay.
Michael, supporting your immune system.
And your well-being.
Vico 20 is not suitable for children under 12 years of age, pregnant women, and lactating mothers. A quality product from Joy Herbal Center. This advertisement has been vetted and approved.
Makbe honey ginger chips. Na ginger, na honey, na chips. Wake ginger, efe chips. Ni eba choda me pacha se ebeti wenum esiesie oni pedwemu ema omoja emu esane meke enya ne chips ne nkwa ye won powder ne so de anopa osore a wo de aye nsio kakra warm water bi na wanom oba wonum esiesie wase oba wonum ema wenum etse mo amokom nkrofo ncha na mu di nkomo a chese wenum emu nte wase so enye me recommend makbe ginger honey e de amawo ne chips ne so ene so bia wonam bia no tumi de tu kamu ukotokuo mu na ewo ho gye bia sanya wenum ebete bema ema wapomudin usisi mu utwedie mu eyede ai making ye wonye wo amanone upebi wo amanone a sei na ya package no the number ni ne
862-215-2007 862-215-2007.
And na eba no ya kromu ha Ghana ha dia chese ebusu wo shop biare mu but ye number so a upedudu etu ananka se upedi anka se yuso a eno so eno
0277-609-644.
Makbe honey ginger me say pebi na obedamasi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. A big thank you to all of you for joining me once again. It's another day. You missed me yesterday, but today is another day. Hit your screens. Let's do it together. You know what we do? 10K discussion begins. The letter for today. Abna, our sweet, lovely reader, will do the reading for us, and then we continue from that angle. But till then, enjoy the welcome address. And Thursday. Yanko, hit the screen, Yanko. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to the best of the best. Thank you so much. Hey, Kumi, I saw your message. I'm happy you are here, Kumi. I saw your message. And very good advice. But let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So Kumi, you can join us live here when you are ready with your internet. You only click on the link available and then there you go, all right? Don't worry at all, you know the left to the business. Thank you, I saw your message. Very touching. A lot of messages are dropping, but I read yours. I read all messages that come. And part of the comments association of Ghana. Let me say a big thank you to Bodyline Clothing for my outfit for today. It's a Thursday, and I love the way I'm looking, even if you don't like it. I think I'm looking good, fresh. Why am I fresh? Oh. Now I go about see you. Ajay. What you check is straight to me. But before the trips on the seven days of heaven, before my body, seven days young guy, hey, I'm a rich man. Whoa, I'm a friend, but you didn't good person. What about the Japanese? Oh, I don't get good Japanese. I'm free, what's up? Oh, what's up? I'm free. It's a Thursday, hit your screens, let's read together. Wait, hey, so I will never get my 1K again on Facebook. It's strange, yeah? After the report, I've not gotten 1K again. I can't remember the last time I saw 300 on Facebook. Well, I will still cheat, you know, we have to keep on cheating. We can't stop cheating. We have to teach until there's nothing to be taught. Young boy, like the best counselor, we are learning. Thank you so much, Calvin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I saw a suicide and I felt so sad. It's not going to happen, you know, it's not good. It is you. Ajay, mommy, I'm a better. What did you give me good question? But I'm going to raya. Oh, Yako Sebi why? Nipa ya day. And I can't send the idea of my shit. Charlie, it was not easy. No. So watch it. So today a story was shared and I was very touched, very hurt, very worried. So baby mama was in the house with the baby, has another child who is going to school and must go and pick the child. Husband is going to work. Then the story was told that the child was left unattended to. So the school tried to reach the mother. They call and call and call. The mother didn't pick. So they tried their best to reach the father. And they told the father that the school is closing and Mrs. Asimesi has not yet come to pick the son. So the husband quickly drove to go and pick the child, the one in the school. Tried calling the wife, phone was ringing, no response. Got to the house, the wife's car was parked in the house. So the husband thought maybe the wife was slept because there was a baby that the wife was taking care of. Then so the story said the husband came to pick the child and then came home. And the bad part was when he entered the house, it was not a good news, but maybe the woman. He was playing Kobianki and dancing. What's in there there? Came to me the wife dancing Kobianki. I said, I don't have something. And this is the song that we are playing. Who is so from everything? Never say, welcome. Oh, I like it. Thank you so much, Lady Wise. Lady Wise, you have to join this conversation for today's topic. So follow me immediately and let's do it together. When the time comes, I'll pick you up to come and give us some wise counsel. Thank you, Lady Wise. Did I swallow? Yay, dog. Ababo. I see a casa dog. Why are you? Young box. Ah, ooh. Yeah. Ah. I'm not here. I can't let I am go. Time I saw I'm now here. Let's go. Let's go. Come and read the letter. Let's go. Yanko. Go I can't let them All right, so I was sharing a story with you before. I told you the woman's husband was called, say, your child is still in school. Your wife has not come for your son. The husband in the worry mood picked the phone and called the wife. When the husband called the wife, there was no response. Or friends are getting out. And at the Bemani Bia, so trust no faculty. So new be a fan. Say before any more and a coma was so. And a dimri ka a drive a coy of funny baby. No more bear fee. All ben now, friend, you know, Fredia on fa. And in a kuma basroka cra, or could do fear. The yidden car is see ho. If you don't know, so you're lucky door. And I didn't suffer be front door. And you know, hey, oh, what day. Story this say, Papa ni wude muno. Na the bani krano, na the bani sane ye. Jani wude inside. Oh, mommy, nani mi aketwano. The newborn baby was lying on the floor, crying, and this was just an 8-month-old baby. On the floor, has cried and cried and cried and cried. When the small boy ran to the mother was sitting in their chair with the baby on the floor crying. Mommy is dead. The husband didn't believe what was happening. Started shaking the wife. Honey, the anger left. Honey, mention every name. But let me tell you a secret. Anytime you meet anybody that you have a slang name for, a pet name for, they collapse or they lose consciousness. Never mention the slang name. Baby, honey, your highness. No, mention their maiden name. Now call day, because that is where the soul is going to. The wife is dead. So whether the child dropped from their hand and fell, whatever happened to the wife in the sitting room, when it happened, no idea. The baby, 8 months baby, was on the floor, has cried and cried and cried and falling asleep. talking about a story that happened today. You will not value life. Look, never ever make a permanent decision in a temporary situation. When the man was leaving the school and driving to the house, calling the wife, he was calling with anger. What are you doing at home? Now you've left this boy in the school. I've stopped what I'm doing to come and pick this boy. You know how my work is. This was the idea. I'm going to meet her in that house. And lo and behold, when they got to the house, the car was parked outside, meaning on call, baby. Open the door. The son rushed to the mother. The baby was lying on the floor. The man said, it felt something, but was like, then mistakenly, he has to let the small boy know the mommy is dead because he was alone with mommy. Calling and crying, took a phone and called. They came for the body, not the woman. They came for the body. This is a woman the husband left in the house in the morning. This is a woman who has gone to labor and she's back. The baby is 8 months. Breastfeeding mother. Very energetic. This is not the first child. The wife is in the morgue as I speak to you. Be careful to jump into conclusion when issues happen. The man's tears and cry is not the death alone, but the rage and anger he was bringing home to come and deal with this woman because she might be playing Opokun Fanin Kun home pie in the house. Came and saw the death of the wife, saw the baby asleep on the floor with tears all over. According to the doctors that took the baby, they said the baby has cried till she has a dry teardrop. Dry teardrop. So the baby is in the hospital. How do you judge issues? Be careful. We are too quick to judge people. We are too quick to write people off. We are too quick to jump into final conclusion and make decisions. We don't have the heart of granting people second opportunity. Somebody will tell me that when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Don't be done with people. This man has become a widower, not part of his plans. The wife is in the morgue. The baby is in the hospital. The small boy is confused because the father told him, Mommy is dead. And he started calling. This child is not too old. The boy is 3 years, 6 months. The girl has cried, but thanks be. Now my question is, how long, when did the woman die? So how long has this baby been lying on the floor? Then comes my question. What if when a husband was called, he refused to come and pick the child from school? I don't know, but I began to reason differently. That when my wife delivers and she's home, whether she likes it or not, she will not be in the house alone. No way. No way. My wife will not be in the house alone with our baby. Never will it be. Never. Being alone is scary. All my single girls who are alone, I call them like I'm breaking their privacy, but they don't know why. I remember one time my PA at 2 a.m. just came back from my regular program. And I saw her call at 2 a.m. I was just entering. The only thing she told me is that I can't. So So it was a last breath when she shouted, I can't talk. I just told my wife, Kai, there's something wrong with my girl. My wife dressed up. At 2 a.m., my wife was awake. We drove, came to pick her. The first thing I have to do, I did my first aid first. So my first aid brought her back alive. I asked her, what's the matter? So she was there. She felt like something is pressing her. She's losing it. She's screaming. Nobody is hearing. She's screaming. So she's crashed, moved down, pick the phone. The first thing she says, the first thing she did was what I told her. I always tell her that anytime anything is wrong with her, she should use her last strength to open her door and come and lie at the entrance of the gate and pick her phone. So she picked her phone and she crawled to the entrance. As a single girl, he has to learn that trick. I took her to the hospital. At that dawn, boom, after my first aid, she was okay. I prayed for her, anointed her, and did a first aid, opened the jaw, did what I'm supposed to do. I took her to the hospital at that night. Got the doctors, they did everything. They examined her. They did all they are supposed to do. They didn't see anything. Till today, they didn't see anything. But I came when she was lying down unconscious at the entrance of her trapdoor. Timely intervention. I don't put up my phone. I say my phone will never be off in the night. I don't sleep with my phone not beside me. If you are close to me, you have my landline. When it rings, I'll pick quickly. Because Obini and Ajumunsim. May the soul of this woman rest in perfect peace. Whatever happened to her, she's the only person who saw the last thing that took her life. Oh, this baby. This baby. This baby. This baby. I pray she will survive it. As for the husband, he's devastated. But I said, when I heard the story, the first decision I took is, I will not leave my wife alone to be in the house when she's breastfeeding. Breastfeeding mothers at times, they come so weak because you see, the 45 minutes sleep pattern of the baby affect them so much. So it gets to a time that the daytime, they also want to sleep. But you have a baby who doesn't want to even sleep for you to sleep. Don't joke. May God bless mothers, not wives. May God bless mothers. So I ask people every day, whenever you are celebrating your birthday, what do you do for your mother on your birthday? So I inquired about what delivery did the woman have. Was it SVD or CS? And they said it was CS, but she's fine. Whatever happened, we'll only see it after autopsy. Because what kills a human being can never be known until you are dead. I don't know how you are looking at this story. I don't know your thinking for the story. But maybe, just maybe, before we continue with this wonderful show we always have, just say thank you, oh God, that I'm still alive from morning till this time. Thank you, oh God, that my husband is not yet home, but I heard from him that today he won't take supper. Don't be angry. Thank God that I just got home, even though my son is injured. Oh, the driver brought my children home. I'm just looking at Sally for Makun's son, looking at the two girls, the 12 and 9 behind the car, that the car was in flames. It's not the driver, it's not their mother who drove them into an accident, but they were parked. A car ran into them. Immediately, their car hit the wall and caught fire. Mommy came out, and the two girls are no more. They are threatening to get back their life in the hospital. Then I asked my question. If these two girls, 12, 9, are the only daughter she's able to produce, and maybe as a result of some clinical condition, her tubes are tied, what next is for her? What's next? Look, let's love ourselves. What have I done to you? Please forgive me. If you are watching me and you hate me, whatever I've done, whatever I said, did you understand? Forgive me and let's continue life. Because anything can happen to us. Kelly Fomaku and the wife, when this issue happened, you see how they are trailing them. You see how they are saying things against them. You see how people are saying that he doesn't know how to train a child. Yes. The same people you serve can easily jump into conclusion. I know. I know. That is why when somebody thinks about me, like for Fali, to bless me with a phone, the fact that she thought of me, I love it. You know, there's this song, crucified, laid behind the stone, leave to die, rejected and alone, like the rose trampled on the ground. You took a fall and thought of me above all. I don't know this woman. I only asked questions about the man and they told me about it. May it not be your portion. Whatever somebody have done to you, don't jump into conclusion. Let love lead. Muma odo Indian kind. Umiandu do your home. And you umiandu do your home. Why? Oh. May the soul of this woman rest in perfect peace. Your statement can be justified. That the child heard that he drives without license. That's why he took a car without license. You'll be right with your judgment. But it might not be the reason. Let's be careful. It's wrong to drive without a license. Salih Fomaku made that statement contextually. He might be saying something, but the only portion they took is where he drives in Ghana and nobody can arrest him. It's a wrong statement. But let's be very careful with our way of judging and concluding. There are two lives, 12 and 9 are here. Imagine these are the only daughters they have nurtured to this time. Let's just imagine when they were leaving the house. Their mother was told not to go. Let's just imagine that their mother took them out of the house just because they want to buy something. I told you the story of my wife and my newborn baby. My baby was in the car seat. And my wife said they needed custard for me for breakfast in the morning. So she drove out of the house. But when she was leaving the house, it was only the two kids. My big girl was not close yet. So two baby, the big sister, and the small boy. So they all drove to bring them out. Because you know, this flat residential areas, the children would like to always see outside. So my wife took the kids out. Then they got to the supermarket. And my wife says, because my son is petri, we'll go and sit behind the car, touch the steering. But my daughter is the cool and collected like the mother. she left my daughter and the baby. So my daughter was sitting in front. Yes. And no, my daughter was sitting with the baby. And then the boy was sitting. So he went with the baby. She went with the baby into the supermarket. No, he went with my boy into the supermarket because he's a troublesome one. But according to my wife, when she stepped out of the supermarket, our car was not at where she parked it. Lifted her eyes and saw that our car was at the entrance of the main streets, a gutter to the main road, and people were surrounding the car because the two tires were in the gutter. And my daughter and his baby brother were in the car. My wife said when she got there, she was laughing. Who drove the car there? She walked in there and they said, Madam Mumba, Yamina Ajimo. She articulated her aircon. The Sia and Chamuboko. Now, car no meet the woman who was selling the agency said, Me will say a car name, but I'm saying, now when you drive a car, I won't tea. The one says she asked. So, according to my daughter, she got up to come and play with her brother. So when she got up, you see the middle, it said park BCO. So in her sitting, she touched the gear lever and the car started moving. Only God, my daughter and the brother, so it could have been left with my wife and the one they were in the shop. But when God says yes, who can say no? Everybody said no way and yakwa. That's what they keep saying. When things happen and yakwa. When my wife told me, I said, how are you people doing? And this is the lesson I learned. I will never ever leave a down gear car for my wife and my kids again. So I had 3 cars at home. My wife's car is going to the workshop. And instead of me driving the down gear, my wife says she won't go anywhere. They will just be around. So I should leave the manual. And she's good at driving the manual. So I left the manual home. And I took the automatic, I took the Volvo out of the house. And I left the manual car. From that day, I took a personal decision. The car now, car accident was not my case. But thank God, the same car, my wife was able to drive it home. And look at it, my wife never called me till I got home. And she was laughing that, hey, do you know what happened? Like today, you'll be in the news. And they will say you've gone for juju because they are saying it already. Because those times, a certain pastor said, I'm going to join occult and they want me to bring my children. It was in the news at the same time. You could have lost your 2 children. I said, how? She narrated the story to me. She took pictures. And all I said is, God will never allow it. Because there is a covenant that it will come closer, but only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. Maybe you've not seen something yet. Be patient. Don't jump into conclusion. Be patient. Whatever it is, nyabutre. Oh, pray dodo. Oh, pray dodo. Obia send you message. Oh, pray. What obia send you audio. Oh, pray. When muna. Ube you obia di we jumemu to boase. To boase. Don't condemn anybody now. Yes, accident. Let's see. Obi sunu. Oh, sali for Marco. Edin kesia wa o ma mienu pe o. Dwen. Sa de ma mienu no sa na obi ma mienu. Ahwe won kwa no. Ti se ye chia wododo o. Ye no wo anu ma chichiro ma wodi o. Young people, you never saw cry and finish on woo. I mean, boy, on by Kafra said, my shas ye, Monfan Chevy. Now, I wanted to share it with you, ladies and gentlemen. Cheer up. We are doing. Abraboya, boy, you ever go in. Now, Abra him. Abna bro, abna bro, why? Branienko, abna bramienko, abna mpodia, obiani msemo tsie. Abna ankasanka sayini. It's abna munio.
The alphabet, so I could put you next to letter I. Take my heart, baby, carry on. If you leave me,
golden tree chocolate, mint atolie, it's in the video. My oh,
the time of the chest and then no money.
My oh,
She don't have the grind for my king.
My oh,
Like the air and the field for every day. My oh,
young God,
money baby, come chop up for me.
yeah. What's up in the air?
Oh, the my lonely brother that chat to me.
Chat to me. I'm not design where you're designing about from there. Yes, it's son.
My oh, that time of the chest and then no money. My oh, see my husband push it up and they grind for my game. My oh,
where's the my
see the money baby come chop on for me.
Now tell me. Oh, golden tree chocolate. Now where's what? My oh, hey, young cut. My oh, hey, my oh, hey, I need you what? Nani buy a day. Say I'm see me show, my man. You be that the see. You know bro is out. I did to know when I did post up. Sad event. No, mean no, we were having a show with this guy yesterday. Sana bro, Yandoyo. Mema politics end divided. Mema wale born in divided. Mema tribes end divided. Yandoyo. Why? Yandoyo. I need to be searching. Abna some me yo. Say baby is lying on the floor. Mommy is sitting in the chair, dead. An angry husband barged into the house. The boy runs to the bottom. Mommy is sitting in the chair. Husband runs and says, Mommy is dead. He was not supposed to tell the boy. And before the coffee, say one be fakolan, I vanish. Yinya butre. Why? Yinya butre. Abraham what is saying?
Namia do more, me.
Oto kesi osi seketi bibia.
That's me.
Say nyum lo na bibisa ma o. Oto kesi osi seketi. Ene ebo ma wi. Oh, thank you very much. I hear I'm looking. Yes, what do you be? I am fashionistic mentality. But for now, I'm kind of correct. Emily, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the friend is but for the same validation. Validation. Thank you.
Let's say validate too.
Yeah, Charlie. I started at the end of time. Support in that super.
Okay, say for man, I said Christmas gift too.
Obana Bema.
Obama.
Only me share size pay the Bema.
Because you shouldn't call kind.
But I said it's soon do. Government in higher authors. Okay, make me hear from them the man. I mean, I was making a statement today. Said, let us develop our fellow men. Because by developing your fellow man who is in need, you build a team. If you invest in a single lady, you invest in scandal. Abraham, repeat. If you see your fellow man in need as a man, build that man up so we can build a team. If you invest in a single lady, you only get a scandal.
Oh, okay. So it's a different saying from, say, if you educate a woman, you educate the whole world, man.
Any different. There many who need some Martin.
Okay.
Abna seminar mutual fees, uko school, your trim plan a year then. When you saw Kawa, dear Mupa, you want to find a way to get rid of me. The men see me will be empty.
Right.
So my investment will only be hanging with you. But if I put that same effort in a fellow man, at least he will not fail me. So let's invest in our fellow men who are homeless and are working.
In what way? How? Like why?
They don't. A fellow man will never fail you. He will develop another woman. He will develop another man. He will stand on his feet. He will one day remember.
Okay.
Abna, there's a story that Kofi TV did, and I was forced to go and investigate behind the man. I've gotten the reason. Man. You've watched it.
Yeah.
17 years in America, deported indefinitely. The son is in America, 17 years. He cannot come and see the son. Just because they gave her a girlfriend. And the girlfriend invited her in her car whilst his car was warming up. And one thing led to another. Let's kiss each other. Whilst they were kissing, the lady has press recorded and started screaming, "Stop what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. You're forcing me. I hate." And he said he was surprised and said, "Honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll meet tomorrow Saturday." He said, "Yes." The lady left, took a recording to the police. Today, the guy is in Ghana begging to eat. If anybody tells you that women are bad, they are lying.
But I like how the man was so calm, like
because then obey you, then obey you, then obey you, then obey you, then obey you. Now, kind of 3 months for his citizenship to be approved. 3 months. When the training pool, when the of family keke. Now then I say also recorder. Now I dream ben about team. And our story for today is, as a born mother, how good is it to come in with your children? As a born mother, how good is it to come into the marriage with your children? A lot of people have written their comments. Once Abna is here, may we ask her to read a story. Yes. Abna Yanko.
Okay, I say. Hello, Dr. Counselor. I am Alice, 36 years, Tardy. God bless you. I got married 3 years ago with 2 kids. Before I married, I was doing well and taking care of my children. My husband too has a daughter who is with a mother. He pays everything of my children on his own. And recently my son disrespected him and he's requesting that I take him back to his father. I also want to go with him, but after 3 years of marriage, I just realized that last month I'm pregnant for him now. Is it right to sack my son from the house? Should I live with my son? I was okay when I hadn't married, but became very happy after marriage. But these children of mine are becoming my problem. Should I leave the marriage and focus on my children? Or go and give my son back to the father and focus on my marriage? It's not easy to marry with children. I struggled before getting my husband. My daughter is 6 years and my son is 12 years, but different fathers. Help me. Say, a friend Alice, we 36 or Takade, and I mean sharp, a worry any 3 years they with a mammy. Now before I worry no, not on one share the mano. Na nikunu so eda ababa akuba awe na se nikunu no tia bibia e ma ne nkwala no na nansen mu no ne ba boy akwakoye eniamo nsase ndi a hye nikunu nikunu ne say on ne ba ne fi ne fie ho
e bon sema na bana ka chi ne ba na ko ye den
ma sha say
o ka chi se ne ba na ko ye den
eniamo hu nsen
Mama B, Mama Ga, hey, Abala Columbe, Gay Tia Beniba. My goodness, what? Yamron Jensen, hey, we grab it.
Me catchy, me more elective chi.
Nah, make him see you. Wee, you got.
Now, Nikunu say, offer ne bano and corner papa ho. Now, so what Jane will say, I shall see what sounded like to say. On Obana who say, what fire you phone. Now, she said, no, bisa say, I should say, Papa Nikunu, no, right to say what's hacking a banner if you want. And now saw no more ban on any banning no move if you ho. No, say worry no, or worry now or you okay, but worry we and it bedgin and near babeji pa. Ne mum ne mano problem or na worry na say. Will be say, won't jar worry no on for na drink on a man or so. And now man the bano boy no and quane papa ho, no on worry na worry na. Ne mum and that from Southern Qualaba worry I say. No, so a brave year pants on a woman nikuni. Never banny the 6 years, and I never boy no what 12 years, but I want in Nara astronom papa into Yamwa.
Abranwa, and Regina story by the no one can see here. And said, no, Yentimian. Now, what is your reaction to the story? Well, Alice is watching.
Alice says, hi, Sister Alice. I say me dear, it's a very dicey situation, but on one casa pay muka say or worry no. Like or she was okay before marriage, but also worry no. Enija bim. Nebana oh dear raw fetcher ni kuno. I think so she has some control over it. Say was someone Neban 12 years there's so now kola unsa. I was saying the banning who says, see, no more, no, mammy, no, it's our asset. Into the view of honor, so yeah, I was in a banner name, mammy, to me correct no. Now, so you way moon in Nana say, I'm Gina, Master Papa no. A clan papa will good place or wait me in the banner. I don't think so there's something wrong with it, say, or then a banner be quack money papana on the swashima worries, no can't say or worry in the agenda because the happiness in so account. So, I won't mad dear, but. Say, I couldn't know what was so bit in the banner call. Nikunu no wa, ne baby that didn't know one of Aplana Kotna. Fine, but I couldn't any was on any banning snasset. Now correct some mistakes and the banner and crown could expect any Nikunu beam. Non stand a warrior said, name more money fear awareness. There's a way around it, I'll be working it out. Yeah.
What you so?
And man and cockra on them all focus on the on now arena on like continent and a banana and a bassas and I didn't see you know. NCBU, non-stand a warrior, said, no worry, no worry.
But Obisa said, is the man right to sack my son?
No, very tricky. Means me can say yes, means me can say no. Then I'm at the Akolana year, Papa. So because Akola 12 years, won't feel fear and call. I know your first question. Then I'm Akolana year, Papa, no any day. And also, to me, because I the Akolana year, but so Saki Akolana dear, no so and try a crack.
Obisi o sacking Akolana, and as any mamma and our sacking.
To make us all Saka Akolana, so sacking us on coin. It make a bit Papa Nefrim. Into sacking us Akolana on coin. It's an Akolana Baba Warren Mammy, Takana is part of the family. So I think, say, corrections be or how also as a man, you can also make to the child. Nantasia Juma Warren, say, yeah.
Okay. And
it's on this, but I say, will be Jawa, dear man in Jawa, man in Jawa.
Okay, now say, your fan is the same way you came, bear me in the liver catch the war. Sending back na ban 12 years. A dinner term at disrespecting and your pamano no on qua or your fan command papa. Only to be a planning buna. What we advise to that man?
Well, make a chance on tunable. Man, yes, so so said the last time you treated us same way or how. Because I would or bar now. So say I know open wouldn't himself by no a born two now. So you know, say a lot of things happen like baggages baby or why was away. Wish we wouldn't now cast on our barn investment. So I say my bar won't pray won't say on far planning command papa as an indirectly, you know, would permit my men or so or and I said, and say won't pray won't say. Akolana nkɔ papa ho baby to send papa na ewu obekwan
send your family.
Oh, but there are lots of ways out near Kana. I say it's a say juma na matna asumje mu
na kai say
na say my akolana nkɔ is not the first point of way out bekasa wo ye
but kai say abrantia no so wo baba ko bono ne ba ne de o wa ne yire ne ho Akola Berman also
but no na ba no man de won ho wan fa na akwa man ne maame no
na ba no man wo de maame ho akola ne nti omo ho
akola ne nti omo mo
onne ne yire onne ne ba ne maame na te no o send child support but de de ba wade ase onmienu otua bibia nti se otua akola miensa fees. The banner, the Oba, the Nasim Dimbianu by 6 and 12.
So, sir, a pattern and imagine.
That's all.
So, pattern, send on the banner one of my men. I think it's in the right direction.
Good.
Yeah.
It did not just say, would the NSA, Mamma, in the banner in Casa?
I think so. So, bit me, I be won't be brave, or bit me, and the Banacata be brave.
Now, what if Sabo Frey so reacted to look for the father as well?
And I make us says, also the last time which how I'll be to me, a single mother. You see that say, Ukunu, and I Ujawa. Into the way, no, mamma, know how did she become a single mother? Please.
Yeah, and she shares say, Bewali, and ye, and I need some by Yawali. Second one, so say, and she shares say, Bewali, and ye, a dear penna Kuwait. You see, a dear penna, I could just space or Kuwait. Mumbon Seman, you want to, you feel a dear penna, my wife. This is your space, I said that. Ocean papa. Eti the woman say ono sing kwala mienu ni nyina na ye nhihye for awale and anyi send by and people did my head
and I'm honest
no no adi na ni bre ni bibia ahwa akwala ya bedu bebi o madu
and say na ya ore nhihye na ore na mbe mu dia and say Papa no so say on to me catch up and say call Papa ho. Speaking, Papa he's not even in the picture, he's nowhere to be found. And Oba because Obanika said she was taking care of the child by herself till the man came in the picture. Into no one or shenema. Before you know, calling baby and papa in the chair can walk.
So, what is the first principle we learned if you want to marry with a child?
Are you looking for a husband for yourself, or are you looking for a father for your children? Did she look at that?
Yes, and then the next thing.
But from her right up, no. From her right up, not to say she's looking for a husband because she's happy after marriage.
Good. So we said the first point is look at how you had these children. Was it through divorce? Yes. So you diagnose that. The next thing is that make sure before you make a decision to marry, you look for father for the children. You know why we said that?
Yeah.
So the children, you cannot, it means that if you can't find the fathers of the children, you are not qualified to marry. That's a principle. Because and also you know say abofra bia di abrantie mpo wadi 43 afena make akwa na adore afena mako ni papa.
Oh Lord.
Painful, eh? 43 wow 3 afeni ye kokwa ni adore November. But that is, you see, some common, I see a dream you. We are sure, say, or baby, nimpa, or nimbe, be a colleague, papa.
It's me, see you.
Let me say, Wakumas, because I collect do pempen, so be no starting beside me, papa, or him, me, papa, or here. One shall be not come you. Shall you go nursing? Shall you go nursing? I am a new crumwa. Actual buku. Shadi ma me ye mpo kokwa mu Vanessa be to abonten. Say abrantie esewa ye nhwe ni papa na ni papa e madamfo. Alagete eba sample a ekoye ya ankosi aga. Odi she book mu say na ye kaso ya alagete ba. En akola ketu ama me ye ade esie. Ye ka na ebote. Akola si ohwehwe ni papa wan hwe be ma wonya kuma ya lewu. Intimacy.
I say, oh, mommy, baby, papa, oh, mommy, back, oh, mommy, baby.
There be, oh, mommy, back, oh, papa, baby.
Tell me what you want.
Oh, mommy, back, oh, papa, baby.
Oh, mommy, back, oh, papa, baby.
Yeah. Entina santifo akonya no ntokwa ni hu disen krafo de. Eze santifo omomo ba echi ene di akonya. Esan so mo si abakosam kire se oba anyema obi ahu yefun. The onyem na info mo te say agefun na ode no enti no mudi ena echi akonya so what asante kwa dia ase e say yekofa be ma metiwe mene mba 9 na wo eti ye ka sesi a mu akonya na ombetena so a enkwala 9 nya ba pre akonya na enti na nkran no entokwa wo ha e say obi ba no say una anyem me a yetimi di echinye na say na monya mudi na mudi etu no. But yen ya ba ni nyema yenim se obewo de hye eti look emma ene nim angola ni nyina papa o but sister ya de ye me mobo e say so otro wole tell me say bra wa bre asana wenya counselor you to be baba wale no
yeah so okaso wo dia kwasa
ye nya ye din say ye baba wale wo ye nya ye din o ma no do so ye ho de ye din o.
It's also
3 years. I feel like samba. Eba be cement our dear no. Your child, my child is beating our child. I feel like game ni be. Hey, I read a story and I say Charlie. And easy. Young kwe Esther. Why didn't you anything? Asana, membra me family embrem.
Counselor, good evening.
Good evening.
But me church
Obia Jesu.
Lady na semi a work in DM. Lady na kasanga no. Obi on my be a gentleman no one. Or pamono. Be a by force of a so pamono, but you know, akwano emu Emma man and Casana, Muadio, even the papa crampo, and easy now, Obia, Obana man who said, Oscar said we were okay. As a crampo, no, one my acranocratia, says so, new crampo near to me show. At Chimudebi on it, Aquani Chimusa, and to no Obana, so who wants to mean Tiano, Obana, so I be almost to come, lady now, Casay. Won't to mean Tiano, Oban to know, who shall bear man and us all disrespect now, or Bonnet Bayo, ya, also so soon to mean Tiano Granny. And think I want to go on your man called Bedran in no. Say, the DNC, I'll be put on the say, a banner ababishim. Single mothers, you may share more. Most of the time, to almost soon on tower, ma'am, and the palm, a poucho. 1 year or bear may be a poucho. Chichania may be so non and uncle. As
that two bus, and a small cake, pink of food, which is a moment I on a woman. Which is a moment I on a woman. The equity of Montigny, I am Bema.
And Mamma Pan a door to pass, all who shall buy Mamma Pan in the door too. And to know one shot one worry, once an ordinary be a shelly babaman. I fed the aircon and babaman worry, and I said you are better than a bay forward because why enjoying it, dear no. And say, you saw Pebina Dio said, there you who be all fire. It's a Michelle, a single mother, and I said, when your baby knows so much for woman. For any dear man, can you pay Johnny? Can you send in a chi who bet Shank? I was circle Johnny. As I for you before I practiced 12 years. Hey, yeah, dear. Ooh, me, I'm your mamma, I'm judge, and two to me, pap, running a chimman, not being a baby. I was saying, Mappa. Just a bear man or Bunin, Sia, copy himself, Becca or Bepamono. Bearman, and you say your person, Pamono, or can be beer. Ooh, or ban also best here because Sakani, dear, boys, entity, and a baby. A man or my woman, if you're more personally. Mimi Yabemo Dimitri, Mammy said, I can't be on to me cold. Minim dear, or my woman, Minim Domo Patcher.
I don't only Bema.
I can't yet say,
only Bema.
Maybe they're a man cool, a man. Set me near boy no dimension, so yeah, some or yeah, dinner some make I was as a member, no, I don't know who so. On Kashi, and a man, and then so no, or baby, some matter who can know or be my advice. Me name the way almost who a man sifa. And so I will bear my pouch from me when you are 12 years or Barnacas or Betsy, Pranam and Bubemana, or Betsyana Menebu, or Dinachi, or the drum baby, I question you, or no, Akrani Chimmy, you know, or Barnacan. So what can I would see a crown or Betsy, or one man say I almost mind you. Mr. Mammy, or bed minion, you be on cut. Uba say, I mean, and a day, there's what you are quite old Jimmy. And 2 months away, obey us, I know the about for what enough to Jimmy, not papa to us or honor. And so my home, a man and a son, who's about Omonti or Mumbano, who wants to know what day, or what they are show. I believe save your move WhatsApp group. You must say, single mothers for single mothers. What wants to know?
Said you're okay. You're okay to my job as you say. Salifu, Bano, one fan of a packer or Fanama Meka. It's okay, and it's I want to mean Tia or Mama, a man or more member baby. I want to mean Tia or more. Maybe a bit one machine and I make me demand to so I'm say, hey, that the end to answer me Tia or no. Son or what your bonds and no money do much as I mean, you say your man who a pennis me, you know, say your money, I don't understand. On to me, Tiana, to know, or Bannon or Shana Basha Bonnet. So, or Tiana Banana Betsia, because of a man most of the time, a man, and to say, oh, Tiana, so, oh, young to your boys or boy, and to Bruno, or can be Bishop Chima, or Bettinetty, or Banana Casanga, or Nusuba, and to not all pay pregnancy, no, I bet you not show or no, or your problem. Or the Nakuma Bedi apprentices after the Dutch that you know a behind it. Only idea or Tiana or Betsina, no, the like people, and your money now, that they bring out their idea, bomb Wasafu, and Omodinam to ya, on carbon, so yeah, no, or yeah, that's that you know, or Conyo be able to none the idiot, and so Munasa, or Bano Bettina, or Washadan, or yes, I did.
or shut down obey it said on your victim no or tiana or betia why not just on tia crano or yes we were okay now so worry what be happy and so the okay son or do you mark or bet me or no answer there no sir it
that's next time unya nkara wo be ma
oh me asa be ma na shut down me life sir
na ukunu so anya ne life sir
ondo opebema ba ku fradi anke beboa no nenso no
so nim say bema wan wo obema bi awan wo bema bi anko he so nim sa
obuwa chapter 7 verse 8
oh kan Genesis chapter 1 to Revelation nyankopon bo hye nyina ye mema bo hye
mema bo hye den de hin wo de bobi tofa ne enwe because maka menhu
catch yourself say Oma me man wo be ma why na mobo
udi akira udi wadwin se hu sa kwa na
enye no kre Esther ene me ntu nchia so be so wu biom a me ma wa wo be ma amara ho ene me ntu nchia
wo be di ama na na zere
there be o na be ma wo kun kwati mu me do the Esther me twin di utu so de me chess oh say I'm passing many abrea enra big baba catchro enra me we living testimony me yo me ndi usika say owo wi an magister o say me say o say ania me start yam frau Berlin mo say ania ene me ntu nchia wo platform yi so I will let you have a son
baby you want it baby you want it
I am betting with all of you. If you are not tired of delivering, because your husband needs a son to name after, otherwise the generation is gone zero. I will give you a son, and TikTok will block me. It's my work. Because now. Me say. Ukuma play.
Example, Dr. Counsel.
Oh, don't worry. Edi to there are two dini bebre. Enyim na me di ye. Me was ankwara no baako 9 e wo UK.
Counsel no di.
Oh, David, me just say and omo to nchia me pe bema me pe oba. And the chance na me ken now so there be there. Avale kolo me kolo la viva ebe chele fi maha. Okay, who are press on there? Me ba choso wona mane dada. The other stress so no what this saying and also here.
I feel nobody 6 months.
The other stress so nintino. Not just say me ma you say and kwala term no 2 years now ye na 1 year 6 months na ye no. Oba nso utun kwala term 2 years a unya asase ho de ko awo so. It's not just say in the next 2 years no. But you be sure say a mama my starting bibiama mesi wo ba wo bema wo obi mesi wo obi say a na nipa ne po ba ana pe bema ene ne mbra
na ka so who do also for ba wo ka say yi de lo
then
na no be sa be ye dura na wo de de ne be
say etoa ho na be hu wo ba bon say mama mesi mo ankwara 9 wo UK ba ko akwara your friend Junior Casti. Nikru na ngie ndi. Ena de woman so omko ya ultrasound kra no. Yes ye hu ni yie. Ena me seka to so omon to be ma dia ma. Akwara na ho sesi a.
E si ka da de mi say hu ni nyame na be ka na ase den.
Na me ne bonsan ko kakra de ohia ne se o pe kwan ho ase. O ye ade from Berlin.
Love you. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. Please, lady, say, please, I'm here. I need a child.
Come up. I'll do it for you. No, I'll give you. Look. Wow, Obianso would tear me up. Ubunsa. And we are anybody bisa abna wayase ya wo den eduro no wo krom ha wonum na anya yi a bajusika eno a mene vehicle share wo platform bi so ya order bi yedi komo bi wo Italy maami bi baba wo US ha o de ne honorable ba ye bi so honorable niece obu ni nsa onko ba bia wo US krom ha bisamo wanum 2 bottles en wie honorable ba mun bisa dia bisa na honorable ankasa ye de eduro no ba e no nanim nyina ho onu meduro sisi oye bra kro bi nti se oye bra enta wo na pa mema wa wo mindiu me so ba wo ese wa wo to otusa
this lady aba
ono pe ba no
ai o ma go abet you say it's true
na anya agro na me agro me di no get bi wa obeka na enu se
sister na number 2 me de be mo enkofo bi eso aka
obia mesi obi oye bra bia ene ya onja eduro bi a onum no ne mi nto ntia se amfa ombe cancel your truthful me say eh yet jina bibi so ne yakasa no eduro no wa honorable onya akwala mesi ni niece no get you am so be kan kro ngwa de edu so be kasa
minu say me amasem na wo
na say one num bi da na agyew na matcho so na woni aye say we logozugu rich wife kasa ne yango
amen sometimes girls guy funny e do so
I'll give you obi am see obi opebe bia no oh rich wife rich wife are you ready for a boy?
Oh, so see the interval no me last one is over 12 years.
Oh, that's okay, but you are still menstruating.
Yes.
So that's okay. You are not 50, you are not 62 years.
Oh no, I'm not even 50. I'm not even.
You are strong, sexually active.
Yes. Yes.
So discuss with your husband. I'll give you a boy.
Wow.
I okay. I swear on my clerical, I'll give you a boy.
Hey, wow. We'll talk back now.
Ebali mo mo wale en adene ha. Jana wale fo ni kasa na obu na mpebo obi pebo anya dem.
Yeah, kwanja mo amopeba no wo so ana.
Mu chen edu so abekasa. Adena ho prosa. Ubenya lack of orgasm. What's the story yanko?
Story na kasa mention ani Mbappe what's that mean?
Oh, the story is very simple. A young lady has 2 children from 2 different fathers, 6 years and 12 years. She's been there for more than 6 years, not having anybody to marry her. Lo and behold, she's just found a guy who also has 1 daughter, but the daughter lives with the baby mama, and has come to marry this new girl. They are living together, paying for their fees and everything. But the man just got upset because the son has just abused the husband, disrespected the husband. And the husband says he should take the boy back to the father. And the lady says it will be difficult to take the boy to the father. If not, she wants to join the child and leave the marriage. But immediately she found out that after 3 years of the marriage, she just realized that she's pregnant 3 months. So she doesn't know what to do.
Wow.
That is the confusion.
That's why you see, these are the issues. So, a man kasa yakita a man and a staka, you know. A yana atiatia mentini call a man who they see them to be their first husbands. After
Maybe rich wife, a juma ba former. Abna obisi or menstrual problem. Bisan say hifa. Phenomenon to Krobenso.
Oh, we didn't know personal contact, man. We didn't bet us.
Oh, Krobenso.
Oh, Ghana.
And the term in fact, doing command and you would if you no, but media dance here.
Doctor, I make
a doctor. Oh, anyhow, Doctor, Doctor Ibeama. Why I said the content, yentem. Kopiska go. Young rich wife.
Oh, where was she when the boy was disrespecting Nikunu?
Well, I didn't get that detail.
Not when he found na ni bane disrespecting ni papa no. Oh, counselor, yeah, money baby, mistake. Which na me myself say, untimi hwa kola na fa no koma ni papa. Osa ye bema ne betiano, bema ne be ni ye. There is a similar way meaning say counselor. There was this lady. Onu de no on battery and some of our and I said bema was the first. And a man, you know. And Okonya bema be worry no. It's only guy no so out 3 say am no kasa. Na ne ba first born no. Akola ne ya dia yetia na entia. Ni kunu ne tia na lady ni boyfriend. Or the next na akola we call join bad boys area ho. Na one day omo ina ko ejuma no. Akola no kofa ne gang no e no mo be via omo.
What?
Via ne kunu no but then a family house it no omo via like ni kunu ni nuanom. Just they broke into everybody's room and omo sisa sika, laptops, phones. At the coin. And the guy said, Mempe Obano will feel happy. The boy is just a small boy, but they know around 17, 18. And I said, we see it. And my friend, the lady was like, someone pay me banny dear. And they made in a chiako.
Sir?
Yes, that is how bad sometimes no it's me do. Instead of so big job man and what discipline a colano.
Thank you, Mr. Cox.
And the look currently kiosk makolan na quality. At that akola 17 years, she didn't even know say akola ni oba and a kiosk. So akola ni obama. Yes, that is a mistake that most of the single mothers know mistakes from we Bema titi anything. Owo bema na wontimi jana so ma bema na wa wari ni na fane koma ni papa na ni papa nhwe no.
Why o ne koma ni papa saying because akukọ ba tan na mbadi na chi oba ye bra yi baba yi wo ne yire no owo ne baby mama no ho. What was here? What you clan koma ni papa ni in what way, in what capacity?
Answer oya bema o and wontimi fa na nkwa jai wukunu no ntete no. For all you know, Tia Colana na bema ni buefu. For all you know, or Tia Colana na or any mammy ni buefu. Because to me in Casse, a biano Casse, yes, or say, or you okay before or worry yet.
Yeah.
What are you trying to imply? Like a chronic crabbacker say, after all, minimum, I make okay. I thought I would bear my own and you need to leave. The boy, na yen discipline.
Okay.
Yen discipline. And Mema Titi, a din. As I remember Titi and a din, say, ma, maybe on my 3. Two near from good them now who cassach Roma, a room with him by Memano. Madame for the ban was say, as I said, they were called joining gangs or weed smoking basta.
I never power him.
Oh no, dear, it's unfortunate. Never found no so crowd of prison.
Oh,
yeah, where they are spiritual,
prison, yes. But I'll come with it. Abna, I don't know why we are dropping down from 90 to 27. What is going on? Somebody doing something wrong? So don't share when you are here.
Yeah, the numbers are really dropping down.
Yes, I don't know why. Don't tap when you are here. Tap only when you are down.
Okay.
When you are here, you tap, will drop down. Why?
Oh, okay.
We were 90. We went to 101. All of a sudden, we are coming down to 30.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. All right. May I say? I have series of questions and lecture. And here, God, remember.
Okay, it's because no. It's not lady no national or man community man. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I have questions, but young sister so. Yes, Sister Doreen. Oh, there, young boy.
Now we try one boy media coming casa. So we fair sister Dodo. Abina. Yes. Before I make him a submission with Pacho. Abina. Council for video and send I can't send me so fast send you. Okay, video being. Me odi catch and me see on video no send do some fan send you. Na there's also be say Sunday council show night time be. I'm time fast.
Oh,
you me not show me not brain and time be there was
4 p.m. 4 p.m. there was.
Oh, nice. It's me pacho this Sunday 4 p.m. There we be China no we no woman who put no we na Musha UTV. That's some get to that's very, very, very important. So, okay, and you know, me call me submission. So, that's why I'm so excited.
Yeah. Because you work with them, you're advertising for them, or you're advertising for me.
I'm advertising for you, not for them. For you. But anyway, content TV church. Me saw UTV 4 p.m. clean. Sundays, yeah. Sunday we are. Okay. This very Sunday, and I bet you'll be shocked. Who video? Okay. I was like, wow. Wow. Minimum number can I share video now?
Hey, Osanka.
Me all post video on my TikTok. Tell I'm moving share me TikTok. I was like, wow. Wait now, disappointed gospel musician. Gospel musician. And now the John are counseling. Master. And now food in it, gospel music. Okay, so now to my point. I think say mom, you know, because I'm talking about of emotions and hey, akola wasoro obetimi everything possible when you akola wasoro ye was stubborn children wo hey opa ye den Duncan Williams in 2% more than a banner. Why akola also obeko we wodo no matter what obeko it takes the grace of God. We need to pray into our children's lives. Young Kasa individuals, I say a crystal fool, but yeah, so we feel like we are too strong, we are mighty, we can do some of these things ourselves. No, it takes the grace of God. Akwalaso obasro upa yending, channel all manner of love, discipline, whatever, obeku we would. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that, umami. Right, Mammy no ewan kola. There's an aspect of love with the man kola. And now Zawawari or do Nikuno no story na Nikuno no nyan bonnet or nyan she. What is preventing the man from and the woman Abani Bema Yawari? Yawani Yawama dear and mano ma. Your children and my children are about to beat our children. Now, Oma any man they are products of the marriage some way somehow because you say you're one family. You sign or court into no mimi my dear and we my dear. Automatically, once you and I are together, our children are our children. Why can't we calm down? Why can't we discipline our children? What is the mother doing wrongly? Is it that? Or nema bia Emma papa no nya ho entiakola because if some worry na me try say bia me discipline over na every time we intervene any idea you are communicating to me say as a wait me I why didn't me nyai it is a mistake on the woman's part yen hwe na yenka but oba no sabi onya jimi no say me di nkola na chi ukoye den wo nkola na chi nkola no be worry omo. You need to be happy. You come first. You need to be selfish. Why won't you take care of them? Be a responsible parent to them. But if they are misbehaving, that's all ukrona tiana. Also, pekasa debi no ukunoneka. Na nkakra bema no would learn to forgive the child. Wisdom. Partial tapping or screen is why viewers in Nabetia perform and tapping. Right. Or like a video now, a viewers in a better call. Thank you. And in I can say, why am I confused? So I was saying, oh yeah, Oba, right? And you don't allow the man to discipline the children, and some of these things, Ebeba. Wako wari bema no, you trust their judgment. So I know. Only ne wabana kakwane boni obetiano. You should always also learn how to allow them to discipline your child. Now, you, the woman, you need to also value the man that you have in your life. Because I mean, like joke, me dear go. Finding a good man is not easy. It is very, very difficult. And the unfortunate thing for you is that you're bad. And mama, what do men need? Obama dear, senkanka unimedian no in cleaning. Sex, there's a man be who about abna famana wisdom your bema or back for the bema, during the bema, and not him at the bema. I mean, there are lots of women. Okay, so finding a good man to stay with you, love you, marry you, born two. Hey, who born dog? Well, what right? Be submissive. I'm not saying say the only for any capacity. So even if that's what it takes, counselor also then under the time. But really, you need to submit to him, love him, and make him the Lord that he is. And you people will have peace because he takes care of your children. You are happy. We've not heard any reports of abuse or anything. And again, I want to mean Papa man discipline akwalano. One casa soon discipline is as true be cry. O de man on a cranny yesterday when I do was on Jimmy no biajo many who share you don't fool. Na papa no so they make catch papa no to say on one yemba and a disrespecting and compound. On one casa and no one and on the yemba disrespecting and a direct disrespecting. One church and said I'm poor nim say a ye be moderator no go. Anna a disrespect be that I mean ni mudu nim, but really if your child disrespect you will not sack the child say ko enti no mansa munya moti fefe na bibisia. Let us learn how to correct the child and love the child and train the child.
Thank you, but let me tell you that there are father and mothers who have sacked their children from their home before. Maybe you are now coming. Yes,
it is true. It's not as if saying in TV, but I mean in this.
So if you say and the bank
normally happen,
but I'm saying that I said it some time ago that an instruction is given by me that by age 15 everybody should be at home. Then my daughter, whose mother doesn't live with my wife, comes home at 8:30. Then my wife wants to open. I say never. Don't attempt it. The reason is that it's an order from me. So don't patronize my daughter, otherwise she will lose respect for you.
Let me tell you something. It is not as if say you are wrong, you are right. In every rule, there are exceptions. Parents, would feel could be an exception, but this is the case. Also, Obano, on your way, Bano, on fee by 8:15. We didn't way so ever since there was 30 rules, no, and at that why late. Don't you think you need to find out from her what happened?
My question is that no matter, my dear, stop those things. No, don't get me there. I need to find out from whatever you are doing anywhere. Your house gate is locked at 8:15. Who dare you?
And what if said she was attacked?
If you attack, go and die. Go and die. Go and die. What do you mean?
Is wrong. I don't think this is a good.
You see, that's the problem. This generation with your nails and your mind you have. There's an instruction. Listen to me. There is an instruction. Don't when you get there at 8:15, the gate is locked.
And for the past 15 years, this child always makes sure that she's at home before 8:15.
My sister.
Who doesn't make a mistake?
My sister.
I'm not your sister. I am not
sister.
Your sister.
Well, small girl. Small girl, hear me. Hear what I'm saying. If you break the rule and you come and stand behind the gate, be there. I am the only person that can reverse that order, not my wife.
Fine, if you talk about it in that manner, that is okay.
What I'm saying. That so my wife cannot open and say. But at the end of the day, see, let me tell you, it happened to me one time. I go to church rehearsal. I come late. When I get there, then my mom will come and open the gate for me. Then my father called the meeting and said, if the church rehearsals on Thursday will close and I'll get home and come and call my mother to open the gate. It doesn't show respect. So I should stop the Thursday rehearsal. Because nobody can, I shouldn't come and call, knock, press a bell for my mother to come out there because only you be. And my Yes, standing order or the two. Tell me no, TT. Or the standing order not to. And to me, call Thursday near about 8:30. Meaning, say, few on member. And a man better few of maybe I'm going to die and wow, man, baby die and who are seven. So the long and short, they say Thursday, no reason and final because Sunday, dear pet. I get what I'm saying. I'm not going to break any rule. The American child me say, what in me fear? Me what in me fear? Me your papa, me your papa. Once you live in my house, you obey what instructions I give. So when I say I can't tolerate you anymore, go back to your father's house. Your mother should think. What are we saying here? How do you come and blame the man? Because the woman is asking, is it right? Is it right for the man to sack my son? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why?
Now we know a hundred found one or two gospel no now with three.
Who did you see? Oh, my uncle. Doria Darcy. Oh, my wada. Okay, then you. Obama see on your obesod didn't send your clan in a few hours and I said that the Beman on TV.
Oh, Debbie, I'm an uncle. When the man sang it, I'm an uncle, to Boasia. Because of quite no, Passago is a 1 3 and I born 2.
3, or born 3.
And they want to know, baby, I enjoy it. So, reason for Bidia, but say, I plan the into the Debbie, on to know.
Banks of who are planning with you. Nacolani, body.
Oh, on Peso, be one colony with you, dear, saying you're not colony in Abeco.
Or so, not planning.
On Tiana, Saneba.
One and Tiana. You want Crophobia to meet your mumbo.
There be any other Sebema or banning Pebeman because of Pebeman there was so to meet Tiana Bano. Just on one Saneba. No.
And who didn't know on your day?
On Tiano, on also on man in Tiana, the Annie on any Banomon, Quena Beman in Yana Suji.
Johnson Uncle and you don't need sending Colongo Montre. Okay.
Any one friend once here.
Oh, my ate.
Yeah.
Why not show us your home? Sweetie. Hello, sweet.
Mother.
Hey. Sweet, yeah.
Wada.
Ah, oh, yes, what's Wada? Hey, ma'am.
Sorry, Counselor.
Oh, man, let's say.
But I don't know, say.
But for young cow problem first, tell my young brown contribution. Now, today.
Maybe they know. I'm going to be two are blocking.
Oh, okay.
It's in Patrominium Sabia. What will be to me?
Okay, you link come on Fanamano 862.
But a minute, no kitchen, money,
Mati. But when I want to say, you'll be a tiny tubes, will be so yes, in the blocking. Then you'll go near us. Hey. 862 5 no 862.
Okay, 862. Okay.
And the Ebea +1 and 00 862. Who Kurobenso?
Ghana.
Ah, okay. 862 571 39 50. WhatsApp call from WhatsApp. Yen do asemusuko. Na the see a my be. You didn't come on you didn't be. Why?
Me pacho woman answer me kaka me ka fa on me say. Enkwala na se nipa tete no. I don't know 50-50 adom one. Adom. Because Me say that mekano. Me ni me no. E mema na ewo mu no. Utumi say mema na ewo mu no. Discipline dey ani omu.
Enyo mama na titi mu nyina.
Me mama ne me papa nyina na titi.
The man say na mema na discipline omu.
I think say e to be so fathers no ka ho. Aye omo mom so mo ni enko omo ma mema ho.
Why na yi enini fi omo?
Mpacho why say eja no?
How?
Of course yes. Eja.
Mama, efie wa na hwefie.
Mama na hwefie.
Enti sa akola no be ma ni be ko enkwala no ho a ejina wan so.
Ejina na so.
Enti sa akola bi mbu ade a ne papa ne ma mo na ese ebele mi.
Se mama entumi antete no nche se eja so ntumi nso.
Akola ombu ade wo krum ye fa so bo ne na ana na eja.
But I remember because only 3.
I am from Swakese, say, if you know your wobano. Etina a jana ya will refer or your source. A two dear dear, you took a common money by boy. A jabo frebi umbu adi be a frinina.
But I'm just a teenager.
Chiremi yenti finija mi esuade hade esuade nto ba e be ma kwan mo akere
mostly na ya me life so by member talk and me first time mama ba
akwaba
yeah eja
adenti na say finija
enti ameka sa ne say won say ena o kan ye me say emma eni hwefi yes ye ni wo fio
that's all
yensu ye hu ye kunum say omno ye the head.
Good.
Oh, yes.
Good.
The same thing say, oh, your head where you so no say your head won't qualaneso. Into don't say akola yaje, that's our cassa upper paper, won't salute you, we can know journey.
But that's all.
No jide your way.
But that's all.
Only in a wolf few. Obet sayano, obet a crumple and my crumple the boom. But a jam, open who say, buno, not in any. Or some of the many in a cassa show. And I am a boo, and I am a boo, I am a bonus still, Sabio, the Acolane, and not Bushua oil. By ye, ma, or better than some Acolani should see ya. And if I make her say, oh, share a man titty, and a man titty, a jam, and I sent it to your crumpled a jam no more wolf, you know. You almost said this one Betsy Acola, hair, if an hour, hair, if an hour, but yeah, none of your view. And my you see ye pa. Send your walk and say, you will feel, yes, you will feel. It should be busy. You will feel as a Jenny on nature by a boy Germany. Boy Germany actions then will take you. Sister, question me this and say, your company, now me the owner of the company. Now my CEO of the company. Now to hold now a pound, every man will be query with you anymore. How would you feel in the company? I will feel bad. So, I am the last resort for you. You are the mother of the house. Anytime a case comes to me, it means that it has over you. You let the children know, say, both of us are under the authority of Mr. Lutros. You know the painful thing? Anytime you refer a child for me to discipline, when I finish disciplining the child, you call the child to yourself and you know that kind of stuff. So the children will always see us as bad. We are okay with it. But if you are expecting us to come and take your duty, no, it will not help you yourself. Because me ba AP, me body piako, me ba eko excursion. And o catch en man say eko excursion. Me na metua. And o catch en man ne ma say excursion idiot. O kwa kusumu. Esi ya no papa kasansa. Eti mo ho na ne maame ne be catch am, e bi ne be catch am say akwan se o mo ko excursion. So na me say excursion no ko ye den. Must we the jiso no acheche o. No ka catch me bag here me say we will explain excursion to daddy. No buy. No, I'm say yes. Mommy says the order no. Mommy says I should explain to her excursion. Or can we any na and I'm say you go. I'll take you there myself. Case closed. Making a name, I say, oh, where addition, I'm say she won't go.
It's not the money, but she won't go. So you see how the order is. But it told you, Mammy and Clan baby, Messia can't send we. Yen can't cast a clan upon you. Betty, Sally for my cool cast with you, but I send a clan for America. O cast through the work from the abandoned a clan for Fanny Papaka or Fanny America.
All because on and Holane Bay or Bay Namanutia.
That's it. Or Benwa. Money who authority never feel on the main poker is young. Me too, a upper party, mammy chance, me too. Ne told you a montaba and a young to say, we are papa saying. A colebi on board you will crumubia a finina. A colan papa ho, a colan papa knew a colebi on board ye finimami. What kind of crap? And now, Ocasa, young Bema, who's on me in discipline, and yet obin Baba and a cobre. Yes. Are you raising a husband? Say, Kuala, Debia, and not make cassette. Say only Bermati. Bermani a fitani. Now so, or your banker. Osia fita. Ushia no a fita. When me and him say our go school, acquire banker. Nema him and him the indigenous work of your father. Jaya say, young Pessi Campbell and Mufashan Kwale. And that yet, if you can transmit Piancolana by for more boy, and you can say, no more boy, and you go ballet, and you go dance. You are not raising the children to be like us. Maybe can I say, and man, he never make a chomumba bema say, I wish you grow and become sexually potent like your father. I'm someone to me, can they can't say it. So, Ukase akwale mbu adie akwala ewe wodu blame ni papa. I'm telling you that an absentee father is still present. Create the atmosphere. Yeah. Have you seen God before?
No.
But don't you revere God?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you trust in God?
I do.
Don't you believe He can do whatever man cannot do for you?
I do.
So if your husband is the Lord over you, why? What is it that why he's not there? Only one thing calling him wobia. Hey, people pay New York cry a west so or a boko. Now only what they are a pilot. Me we are the end say, "Oh, they mean capture papa." Me papa be feel 9:30. Who to mean that? Because papa be do on 9:30. You be nyane oni a trouble. And no being quality TV who I share, Obeko school China or share cartoons. Yakobo 9:30. Ni papa be catch and say it's okay, go and sleep. Ni mama say it's okay. Don't worry. Well, tomorrow you are doing revision, so it's nothing. What's more, I'll come and what do you mean? What do you mean? When the father has given an order, you are giving a counter order. What do you mean? No, who are you? Eti mwana mwana nkola ni mbu adie no. Ese mo mbu papa no mo. Esa so o si tie bibi kakra nti usu 50-50 ti mo mbu obi a. Mo mbu obi a. Titi media na se. Titi ko. Hadi ehia na line ne ko. Oh, counselor. Small bonbon. Cry. You won't get to chop. Oh, Evelyn, is that what you're telling me? Is a Gen Z generation, so I should relax. Thank you. Generation Z for when you go see an ebe. So I think everybody has spoken, and administrator is not here. Moderator is not here, so I'll continue my conversation. Hear this. One of the things you have to learn is this. One of the things you have to learn is this. This woman, she has a problem. And that's correct. But mind you, her problem can easily be solved. How? The conversation is made clear. 3, you are married to this man for 3 years. And in these 3 years, This man we are discussing is a man you have come to love. And because of you, I don't know why this thing is dropping down. 15 bar. Hey, it's not so how. Like I'm saying, wisdom. Oh, sorry, wisdom, you are there. Wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me have your take then. Let me start my lecture. Sorry.
Okay. Counselor, I'm saying, I can say, my opinion on my contribution, you know, like I say, my new role and a papa so new role. But yeah, no more dear, if we me fear dear, no crana be sure me because me papa no time to me fear. To me kwa be 1 week. I feel na obe fear. So yeah, no, ultimate tia more tia so na say. Yentie na fe onya beka say o de montwen Friday. Mo papa beba and de na chese yensu no bujem kra. Yentime nko baby and rules na o kano. Na yensu yenya advantage bi ampie nko baby because yentime mfia bonten by 8 o'clock aye ni fie and de na chese utiate. And na me person me bisa we say in this case na sana ebia obetimi p 8 umba fi ana umpoma yen 2 mono, meaning that ebia na opapa abefie wa shada say osuma. So you are aware say you are out. If not, there's no way you can go out. Because the basa time on the so me cry and answer me person best mommy. I just on consulting me papa. No money I say minimisa dia sande ba me person ka me soma akola no to ade we nim hon say bia na o hwe na hu na if my dad say no that means me ma akola na uncle adiasa uncle but okasa okay o de mane uncle but hwe na o kono wanche. If you waste time there, in fact, obeba to help no atum. And to okra okono open in Chemako na waba. And 7:30 to 8, you know, before God the man. Won't do fear. Meaning baby a oko. As a what it 33 and you know. And I said, Yamea wa dona, we are wide say will be remwa. Member Pon Casaba, Mema, Miancasa be discipline one sound of Paprate. Me friends and me feel on a sonnet ye. Or my many bed discipline one son because when himself a Papratia, a Bayer West. Indeed, either say, obey we are no one say, over finding say we Pia Bontina Obano. Obey make sure say, obey discipline. And sana because so himself a party the end it doesn't make a job papa. And now me the bayo. Now papa son te cry. So a mommy who says I discipline and a course of you know. Ama me the benin to this 10 they say 20 years now means me quite want to say new be kokasa. Especially Abia Oba. Na me pia bonten na me nene kokasa bra ebia me maame ana me papa ya ba and then I just say we bumra no so bebe 10,000 times they say what do we are say obaye also with me go inside also with me wo na me kasa 21 years me see my oga just say afedie mitimi ye adwuma ene ade ana my friend ba ko or your wedding. And I make a cry, my papa say, oh, Daddy, I want to go to my friend's wedding here. I say, do you want to go? I say, oh, yeah, I want to go. I say, no. You have to be in the house. It's not the right time for you to go. And I'm saying, oh, Daddy, but after all, I am not young. After I'm 21, I'm growing. No, so yes. Then I'm sorry, you can go. I'm sorry to say that you can go. I'm sure, okay. Thank you, Daddy. Now, what happened is that now I can't bear 2 weeks when I be school. One person can you. And I'm a cop and I'm a man, say, hey, what's me now for penny? I can say,
you are 21.
I say, we are working. When you know what's so, and I be a I'm so ma, wait here. Maybe she'll be on your run or cancer milk. You see you. One casa. After time I saw semi school, and also dress school fees in before.
The coin.
After time I saw me person in your legs, she. May 3 days in B school, she me ho she. Me name by young cash and tribe, and I'm a commissioner. So, Daddy, my school is open. I'm still here. Not so, but after you are not young. You are growing. For this one, you can just cater for yourself.
Yeah.
Master.
Yeah.
Hey, I said.
Yeah.
My son, when you said me this guy, I made your school, but you told me you are not young.
Yeah, 21.
So you can face the reality.
Yeah.
You can buy this one, just this one that you can do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to feel that Miss I can catch you and say, Mommy, see what my daddy told me, please. I have to go to my daddy and say sorry. Yes, what they compare at your one says, let me hook my first one. But I told you, sir, some way you are working. So, if a baby, dear, make us 70% from my home, me know you are doing 100% to say before and son, a Becca said, or yet your panel. Send them a man a little chance. I want bride and a papa canoe. One fine year you know, Guna some should pet. When him so a queen ya be, say a beer or cockra, after a beer, and a mammy bit a protection. By so my many papa canoe, a ya barcon, that's all my being said. Dear papa canoe, and one I mean to me, dear Juma, I don't think it's a colano with me, Sam Branaso. A bay Juma, I'm an area for you. It means my contribution in Kakrano.
Medasi, papa. Medasi. And their wisdom economy. So my point is that this young woman have decided to go and marry. 3 years, what now are they say? Papa 8 bad school fees on top of 2 school fees. This young lady were breaking all the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement back on the say. The woman is said, Adia back on. I see you now, you we're breaking rule. The first rule is that me won kwalem yin kwan ben so enna enkwalei fire e buy. That's the first thing. Point Ben so and Uncle for buy.
Wisdom. I've been so like it. I didn't so also that's so like it. Wisdom.
Until I say, the Abraka one, until I say,
wisdom. What so like you, we know. Yeah.
So when you are up,
also that's so like it.
When you are up here and you like you drop your viewers. So if you want to like, you can go down there and then you can like it. Do you understand?
Oh, okay.
That's the game. So like it now. Be down and like it for me. I want somebody to like. We are all learning. It's a mistake. So the Americans say they're the kind. They're breaking all the rules. And that is why I've been eating it back. Me see the first rule of marrying as a bon one is to identify what caused you to become born one or born two. Then I buy. That's the first rule. Okay, me wale, man wale, and Uncle Siaga, and I need send by, and Aquana me the way, you know, never panic at Tiasi. So you have to first identify what made you a born one, or born two, or born three. From there, you have to look for the father of these children. A very essential. Let us know the father of the children. Baby uncle papa shebian obi abesa baba remember moham why. Let us know the father. Bese Mrs. Sampata ne kakra yenya ne square ni efesen we nti bi you are Esther mesa obesa request obeba. Mese me yifim na ye kono another star bi. Mese Mrs. Sam sa square. Mse we enya me fesa. Me send ko we need nti edu ani akwa sa why kafra enu efe kakra sensi. Most artists we request now. So what I'm saying is that the first thing is, if you want to marry as a born one, born two, born three, the first thing you need to do, maka. Second thing you need to do, maka. Third thing you need to do, maka. Fourth thing you need to do, na meka na meja or meka say, you have to first identify whether you are looking for a father figure for the children or you are looking for a husband for yourself. And in the story of this woman, she proved to all of us that she's not looking for anything, but she's looking for a husband. But let me tell you, if I tell you the inconveniences a man goes through to marry a woman with a child, you will clap for yourself. And you will give extra respect to a man who allows a woman with a child to be married by him, whether he has some of the children or not. Because hear me, if you're marrying a woman with two children, your rental or your accommodation plans must be affected. Hear me. The woman should come into the marriage. And that's what I say. No man should marry a woman who doesn't have the status of the father of the children. Don't marry a woman like that. Don't. A woman who have decided to take care of her own children will become a burden in the marriage. Because when she brings the children into the marriage, she'll be working, and instead of putting it in the pool, she'll be focusing on her children that she brought because their father is not in the marriage. So they'll overprotect those children. And I've said it before. If you have a child, whether the father is with you, the father is not with you, raise the child to know the way they will go. So when they grow, they will not depart. But you always raise them to be part of you. It's wrong. What is it? Why should why should my child that I had with the mother meet me and refuse to greet me? Why should my child tell me that he hates me? What did you tell my child? I am not present. I'm not even giving you money to pay fees. We are not even in talking terms. It does not negate the fact that this child should grow with the empty mind that there's no father in his life. Anytime a child grows to realize that the mother says, I don't have a father, at the moment that happens, the child will punish you. And I keep repeating this word every day. A child that doesn't have a connection with the father will always punish the mother. So look at this girl's story. She's had two children. Their age difference is 6 years. Analyzing the story. The girl, who is the second born, is 6. The boy, who is the firstborn, is 12. She has never married before. This is her first marriage. But in her life story, these two children have two different fathers. She says she has struggled to find this husband. It means that when she had the first boy, from the first boy's connection, she kept on looking for a husband until the second born's father came to chop and left without marrying her. So she has lived her life with the firstborn 6 years and made the firstborn believe that I am your Alpha and your Omega. Jimmy, how can you tell your son and daughter, you the mother, you are their Alpha and their Omega? How do you tell your son, I am your father and your mother? How? How do you tell your son, I am your mother and your father? So I hear a man telling the children without the wife's present that, look at me as your father and your mother. That's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. Because when you brood the children in this way, you are not raising them, you are rearing them like animals. Because if you are taking children into marriage and you don't take care, you will leave the marriage because of the children. That's what this woman is doing. If you have lived with these children for 12 years, why should this child disrespect a man paying the fees, a man providing shelter, a man who has given the mother the happiness that the mother deserves? Who born dog? Who born dog? That the man must come out to say that the boy has disrespected me, and the mother doesn't have the mentality of taking the child in beating mode to go and apologize to the man. How dare you? How dare you disrespect your stepfather? A man paying your fees and feeding you, a man giving us shelter, or you are happy the way we're living because I was not married, I was not excited. For 3 years, whatever I was doing to take care of you, I'm able to save it to give you a better future. But you see, you have made your boy behave like men are nothing, because you have disconnected these children from their father. Stalis and the rest of you. Once you disconnect a child from the father, the child will never become correct again. And I'll say it every day. Any child that doesn't have the father's blessing will never be a blessing but a burden to society. You can take it or leave it. Because if this woman has lived 12 years with a son, and the son can disrespect the current husband, then the child has not been raised well. Oh yes. Until you want to say kramai. Wanyan to say pets. You will buy a titino, yanu. And I'm Bema dear, or a Bema Titi Bema. I call it be a Bema Titino. But entity funny mammy. The fact that I didn't marry you doesn't mean that I cannot be in the life of my child. And being in the life of my child is not to sit with the child. And I never find it, and I never find our body. So the fact that I am the father and I don't sit, the children should not have discipline. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you saying? So, madam, your son has disrespected your husband. Keep this in your head, madam. Your son has disrespected your husband, not his father. Your child has not disrespected the father or a father figure. Your child has disrespected your husband. It depends on the character of the father. If the father himself doesn't have blessing, how then can he bless his child? It's not true. Every father has a blessing. Jemima, every father has a blessing. A drunkard father has a blessing. A fetish priest has a blessing. So be careful the blessing we are talking about. How do you say a father has to have a blessing? Hey, a man who has been able to impregnate a woman, you say he doesn't have a blessing. Be careful. Your son has not disrespected anybody but your husband. Will you allow your son to disrespect your husband? That's why I said sit. Are you looking for a father figure for your child or your children? Or you are looking for a husband for yourself? Because if you are looking for a husband for yourself, how dare you allow somebody disrespect your husband, a man who has brought value to yourself, a man who has brought happiness to your life, a man who has made you experience not living alone, a man who has created shelter for you to be able to come and live under his roof, fed you for 3 years with your children. Why would you allow somebody to kill your baker, burn the bakery, and for you to become useless? So, madam, you don't need to think twice. Even if it's a contorted lie that your husband is complaining that your son has disrespected him, this child should be beaten in the head and brought to the father to come in, and brought to your husband to come and apologize. But you have made your son to respect you and not any other person. What Jimmy Ruff? So then you can. Then you can. Yeah. So my sister-in-law, no, my sister and the husband brought the son to my house. And the son was misbehaving. And I told him, stop. He told me he won't stop. I took a key. I lashed him. He said, he will not. I lashed him. The father was there. I lashed him because the father said, stop. He said, hey. The mother said, stop. The mother's own was nothing to write home about. And that is my son. Because my sister's child is my child. I disciplined the boy. He retreated earlier and changed immediately. Till today, hey, he sees me as the soldier in his life. Because we are spoiling the children. And I make a one CS. I call me one in onya tifa. I call me one no fefe. No yali for ubon obey yali. Ubon no eh. Ni papa ni nchenti. Ama wa deficit. Debi oyare honi wako eh. Because I am not with my child, the child is always sick. Then you will die. So this woman has raised a monster at 12. And the monster is disrespecting her husband. Ellie, please, long time. How are you doing? I remember my mom dragged me from sleeping at dawn to go apologize to my dad, kneeling down for some words I use when talking to my dad. That is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about. Like wisdom was shared with us. You are going to a wedding, your father said, don't go. You can stand in front of your father and tell your father that I am old, I am 19. Yeah. You are lucky that you went and came back to the house. My father gave us a small room and said, this room, you can sleep here now, no more in the sitting room. The next order was, it's my house. Nobody close this door. And anytime my father is passing, he's spying the room. At the bed spread. Hey, my daughter, I was telling her that my mother taught my sisters how to sleep. So my sister, my backbone, when she was sleeping, she goes to bed. She sleeps like this. My mother beat her and taught her how to sleep in holding her lips while she's sleeping. So I taught my daughter. I said, You say yes. She should learn how to sleep. Because when your husband comes back, he should come and meet you sleeping in a certain romantic style. Some of you come and meet your wife, the way your wife is sleeping, you are scared. So at times you intentionally push her as if it's a mistake, just for her to change the posture. Because what that is say, parenting, entity. By water, entity. You know I'm tired. When I went, sister, you can doze, but you can't sleep. Training. So if you bring a son into marriage and your son can disrespect your husband, and you are saying, is it right for the man to sack your son? Madam, Alice, come again. You have raised a monster. You have given this child too much information. I've said it. If you live with your child alone to a certain age, the child learns adult thinking. How much detail did you give your son before you came to marry the man? That's a mistake you do at times. And you are my older son. The Uncle Lutox who is coming here, he wants to marry me. And because you are old, yes, you are now 10 years. I have to let you know what is going to happen. So he's going to marry me. I'm going to live with him. He's a very nice man. And even though you've not seen your father before, he's not going to be your father, but he's going to be my husband. And I want you to know that he will love you. If he doesn't love you as his own, God, you are telling the child everything. And he married, and then the woman ran away. So he has a daughter. And this woman, what role is your son going to play in the marriage? That's why you're giving your son a rundown to accept somebody's. I don't get it. So Alice, your mistake is very simple. You have raised a monster, and the child is showing you what you have raised. You have not disciplined your son. So if your husband is calling that, let your son go back to the father. Your husband even made a mistake in marrying you without knowing who the father of the child is. No man should marry a woman who doesn't know who the father of the child is. Don't do it. Let them walk like that with nobody marrying them. Your husband has broken the protocol and married you. And your son has disrespected your husband. My sister, your biggest solution is not whether you are pregnant, you are not pregnant, whether you should leave the marriage or do what. Hey, sister, never pronounce, I want to leave the marriage again in your life. Don't try that statement again. In the first place, don't apologize on behalf of your son. Don't do it. Never do it. Never go and apologize on behalf of your son and tell your husband, I'm sorry. Forgive me, it is me. Don't try it. Rather, use the third force of anger. Drag your son at dawn to your husband. Go and kneel with your son to apologize, because this is what you have raised. This is a product out of your hand for 12 years. A child has lived with you for 12 years and cannot respect your husband. It is you. Go and apologize. And it's left with your husband to accept the apology or not. Don't remind the child, say, Papa need 20 fees, and Jim Money said, no, that is wrong. But let the child know that you have disrespected my husband. A man who, because of me, you are living well. He can be your father. How dare you disrespect him? Beat your son. Beat the hell out of your son and carry him to go apologize to your husband. And join him to plead and beg for this disrespect. Let me tell you this. In these times, don't announce pregnancy to your husband. Don't try it. Don't tell your husband you are pregnant now. Don't try it. Alice, don't tell. Nobody's addressing the pregnancy. Don't tell your husband you are pregnant now. Don't try it. Use every means possible for your husband to gain the heart to receive your son again. And give your son the instruction to know that in this house we are living, we only have to obey the rules set by my husband. You won't live anywhere except this place. And you have to obey the rules in this house. You cannot. This is not where we are living. I am living in my husband's house. And so must you be, because you are living with me. Alice, you have failed. But it's not too late. 12 years, you can bend and bend and get a better thing. Not this one. Don't leave the marriage. Now, when your husband accepts the child, when your husband gives everything and give clearance and give forgiveness, and the child is now part of life and is still living in the house with the sister, then report not feeling well to your husband and request that your husband leads you to a nearby hospital. Tell them you're feeling nauseating, because according to the lady, she's still menstruating even though it's not full. That is why she didn't know she was pregnant. So let your husband go and pick up the information of your pregnancy from a medical practitioner. Hear this well. Don't break the news to him. So that it will not be like, because of your child, you want to use the pregnancy as a bait. The beating we have endured itself for not doing anything wrong. I know, Adepa, I know. But today, you're able to live on your own somewhere. It's not about Jay-Z matter. Don't mind everything. Let this be your first and last, to disobey your father in this house. He's my husband. And never try it. But change your style of raising the son of yours, because you have spoiled the son. Change your style immediately. Change your style immediately. Let the child begin to hunt for the father of the child. Begin to look for the father of the child. Because if you are if you are born 1, born 2, born 3, these children will follow you to marriage. Don't allow them to break your marriage. Never allow your children to break your marriage. Never allow your children to become the reason why you are still single. Never is the word. Don't let them break you. Bring them. Because I said it. If you don't know how to sacrifice for the thing, whatever you are not sacrificing for will sacrifice you. Evan says, I tell you, my mom raised us alone, but the training was not easy. Well, I hear. Is it Belinda? She seems to be too proud of herself. Oh, yes, that one is true. She feels she's been able to raise a 12-year-old child alone without a father. That's another thing. I was going there. Thank you. I was going there. There are times women want to be applauded for what they have done, even if it's wrong. Women want to be given the thumbs up. Look, it's a shame for you to open your mouth and tell someone that your husband doesn't provide. You are the one providing for the house. It's a shame. It's not a plus. Should I repeat myself? It is a shame for a woman to open the mouth and tell a fellow human being, look, in this house, my husband doesn't give anything. I'm the one who is paying for everything. It's a shame. So don't say it. Keep quiet. Let's continue living in assumption that everything you are wearing was provided by your husband. Let's continue. No, let's continue to believe that the car you are driving was bought by your husband. Let's believe that all the food stuff, the rice and everything was bought by your husband. Let's continue to believe that every money you have in your purse was given to you by your husband. Let's believe that. That makes you a wise woman. Immediately you are able to tell others that my husband doesn't provide everything. He doesn't even know the price of the school uniform. He doesn't even know how much I pay for the children's fees. The rent we are living in, he doesn't even know how much I'm able to pay for the rent we are in. You are a stupid failure and not a wife. You are a woman. Wives, keep quiet. Yes, counselor, what are you saying? Is it right? No. I'm not saying it's right for husband not to pay rent. Oh. If you live with a man who doesn't pay rent, you are a stupid woman to still be married to such a man. But when you say it, you become a monster woman, not a wife. Why do you say it? Why do you sell your trade secrets? No, why do you sell your trade secrets? So if you've got a certain husband called George Lutros, A handsome man you have struggled to get. Why do you allow your 12-year-old boy to cost you to say, I want to go with my son, to go and live well, because you are proving to who that you can take up the children? That nonsense must stop. I'll prove to this man that the children I can take care of. My sister, if you love your children, you will show them their father. I repeat, if you love your children like the way you claim you love them, you will show them their father. If you're watching me today and you are married and doing your traditional marriage, the man's thing were collected by your mother's family, your marriage will collapse. Mark it anyway. Until your father's hand touches your marital gifts to him, your marriage will never work. You can challenge me. I don't care. Different for where they don't. No. You see, there are people that their father's family are finished. I have a daughter whose father's family are finished. It's only left with the senior brothers now who are taking the family. It's a different story. We have situations where your father died and somebody was put in a tent. It's a different story. But I'm talking about where you're going to get married and the man is paying your bride price to your mother's family. Your marriage will never work. I know those of you in Abuchi, you have a story to tell. Majority of you in Abuchi, your marriages, even though you decided to do a traditional marriage, the girl's father, you've not seen him before because they've told you a story about the girl's father. Be careful. Be careful. Evelyn says, I was afraid of my mom to the extent that I thought she wasn't my biological mother. Yes. That is the age. That is the age. That your mother would discipline you to the extent that you think that you don't belong to the family. Your mother would discipline you that you ask your grandmother, are you sure this is my mother? You have destroyed this 12-year-old boy. But it's not too late. Break your son down. Break your son down. My daughter eats, goes to school with food. She doesn't need money in her purse. I said, my daughter was in SS. She went to us because of proximity. I went to the school one time to go and visit their school. When I went, on their notice board, they have pasted, use a word, student of the month. And my daughter's picture was there. I was like, wow, what did she do? And she didn't come and tell me home. I dealt with her for not telling me. She didn't see anything because I said I needed results. And those ones, she didn't say anything. So the headmistress, I went to her and introduced myself. My daughter is in your school. We've been speaking on the phone, but I've never met a headmistress physically when my daughter was going to the school. So I introduced myself and said, wow, your daughter, have you seen your daughter on the notice board? I said, no. Then she carried me there. And she told me why my daughter has won the heart of the whole school. So the headmistress was coming to work. The husband gave her 300 Ghana cedis. When she got out of her car, she parked the car. Then the envelope fell. She's forgotten. Then my daughter was passing and saw the envelope around mistress' car. Took it and told her friends, I found an envelope on the floor. And the gang of friends, according to her, said, God has blessed you. This is why your father is a pastor. This is why, what am I going to buy with this money? The friends forced her to open it. And they said 3 million. And she said, no, I can't keep this money. I don't know how to use it. So let's go and show it to headmistress that this is what has happened. They said, no. Then the friend said no, and then she took it. Deserted the friends. They insulted her according to her. Some say they won't sit on the same desk with her again. She's a fool. Yes. Then she took the money to her mistress. And the headmistress asked her, where do you see this money? She said, madam, it was lying around your car. The headmistress said, the emotion at once, because this is money I have with you. So immediately they called an assembly, raised my daughter, and they put Selena on the notice board. And then they asked her, why did you bring the money? Because the student here don't bring it. He says, I don't know how to eat this money. I don't know what to buy with this money. And my daddy taught me that what is not mine, I shouldn't touch. The daughter of Councillor Little returned the 300 and was painted on the notice. Why? Because anything my daughter wears comes from me. I remember when she was in JSS, on her birthday, a teacher gave her a wristwatch. And I asked her to take the wristwatch back to the teacher. At JSS, she took it back. So anything my daughter has comes from me. Recently, I started doing some strategic things with her. I made her going to open an account. So when I wake up on Monday morning, then I give her 50 cedis. Yes. And in all this, my daughter will still find a way of gathering the 20%, the 1% to give me a gift on my birthday and at Christmas with her siblings. So the siblings right now, all of them, they have susu boxes. When I come, I say, come for 5 cedis. Susu box, come for 50 pesos. So when I have questions, I give it to them. But their big sister, I'm trapping her quietly. I give her 50 cedis. Monday, I'll give her. Thursday, I'll give her. So in a week, I give her 100 cedis. I'm really doing accounts. And I told her, this one I'm giving you, you have food already. So be careful, use it wisely. She doesn't have a mobile phone. She just had one because I'm going to open a bank account for her. She cannot be disrespectful to the mother, even though that is not a biological mother. Because the order is straight. This is the madam of the house. This is my wife. So it is non-negotiable. Whatever she says is what I said. That's all. Any instruction my wife gives in the house, it is coming from me. So, my dear, you have a case, but the case is that immediately carry your son. Even this evening, go to your husband. Go and kneel with your son and ask for forgiveness. And remember, never allow your son to disrespect your husband. Never allow your son never allow never allow. Never, that's a word. The word is never allow your son to disrespect. Because when your son disrespects, it is your disrespect to your husband. It is your disrespect to your husband. It is. It is, pa. So, girl, don't leave the marriage. Carry your son and go and apologize to your husband. And let your son know that he is the boy in that house. Let your son know that he is the only one that can sweep that house. Let your son know that he's the only one that can wash the old boy's car. Let him know that one good thing deserves another. The man is paying his fees. He's eating from the man's house. He's using electricity and water from the man's house. He should don't never cause you to lose your marriage. Break him down. Whatever negative thing you have taught him, pull it out of his nose. Change his sleeping pattern. Let him revere the man in that house. Do that now. And don't lose your marriage. And like I said, don't tell your husband you are pregnant. Lobby your husband to the hospital and let the pregnancy be announced to your surprise in the hospital. This time, it's wrong to announce pregnancy. Don't. If you've done it already, you've messed the thing up. Because I don't want your husband to get to receive you as if he's receiving you because of the child you're carrying for him. No. So when your son go and say sorry this evening, tomorrow morning, first thing, let your son come back to knock the door, to say sorry to your husband, and let him understand that he cannot disrespect your husband. Finally, let your son be connected to the father. Look for the father of your son immediately. When your son gets to know who the father is, he will give respect to your husband. And be careful you have not told your son a lot of lies about the father. Or if you have, your son will never believe in you again. And in all this, don't do say to your daughter who is 6 years. Let your daughter at 6 be different from your son at 12. It is possible for you to marry with children, but follow the principle. Seek for counseling. You are not a useless person to have a child before marriage. No, no, no. Don't let anybody say that to you. I raise the children so well that when I marry you, I will not regret coming for you and your children. Because most of you have really hurt us after collecting you and your children. You can marry as a born one. Use the right process. Seek for counseling. Don't wait till you get a husband before you come. Come now. Let's program you and manage you before a man comes into your life. I know it's not easy to have a husband. It's not. But you can have one. 862 571 3950. 862 571 3950. Call me. Get connected. Let's help you raise these children. The fact that their father is not in your life doesn't mean it's not in the life of the children. I said this year, I'm treating. Thank you, Isis. Isis, thank you so much. I don't know where Abner is gone. Honorable Yafna, sorry. I'm very sorry. It's pending. I don't know why. It's been pending since. Listen, I'm telling you this truth. Marriage is sweet, even with the wrong one. Anytime a man is married or a woman is married, any woman in a wrong marriage is more important than a lady who has never attempted marriage before. To be married and have troubles makes you more important than a single person who has never married before. So don't let anybody rubbish you as a wife who is going through challenges. But hear me. Never use your children as a bait for a bad or a good marriage. Well, tonight, this is what my answer embedded is. And if Alice will follow this, she'll come back to come and say, thank you, Counselor Littrot. And to you who has 3 children, 4 children with different fathers, it is possible for you to marry. But seek for help. Let's work on you. Let's make you. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you. Let's help you. Thank you for putting the number on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's help you. Let's help you. We are available. Let's help you. And for the rest of you who are going through menstrual cramps, menstrual pain, and you don't know what to do, stop all the medication. Let me help you. Esther, and the rest of you who are having issues with having a girl or having a boy, I'm ready. Very, very ready. I'll build you up. I will build you up. I will link you, build you up, and make you the best. Thank you, Ison. Today, you are there. The rest, I don't know where they all vanished to. TikTok fatigue. They are all gone. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the brand. This was proudly brought to you by Makwe Ginger Honey Chips. 862-215-2007. Order yours now. In the same way, in the MSP 30, the best drug for menstruation. Order yours now. A lot of people send their messages to me on Facebook. Madam, don't be hurt. It's a normal thing. Don't be hurt. That's okay. I am not ready for this one. I always tell people that don't make, you see, I'm teaching and I tell people never make a permanent decision in a temporary situation. Don't. And so when I see people doing that, you don't create quarrel where there's no quarrel. Don't create misunderstanding where there's no misunderstanding. And the same thing is what a woman wants to do. Don't be too emotional. Don't be too emotional. Whoever is calling me, please, I am live. I want you to understand life. Don't make a decision and leave your marriage because of these boys. But raise those of you who have children without a man, raise them well. And you will never regret your deed. My number again is what is there? 862-571-3950. Let's help you start life. And you will not regret your deed. Well, good night. I've never ended like this before, but I'm ending. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you, Adia Pena. Fremi. Mafio. Why? I was never raised by my parents, so I want to raise my kids with their father. That's a good idea. But hear me, when you don't get a man to live with you to raise the children, learn to still raise the children in the absence of your father, that they have a father. Adia Pena. Do that, okay? We are learning. And we will always be here to assist you with the right tools. Seek for help. Bond 1, Bond 2, Bond 3. The lessons I taught, I'll repeat it again another time. But I ended at lesson 4. And make a decision to know whether you want a baby sitter or a father figure for your children, or you want a husband. May I add the two? The two I added the last time was that I said, once you know when to announce to the children that you are getting married to a certain man, and know the level of information you need to release so your children will understand the type of man you want to marry. May they not validate the man you want to marry for you. Third one is, remember, the children will go with you. So be careful what you tell them before you carry them out of where you are living. Good night. Thank you so much. Well, Ellie Queen has written a story. Let me read. I have a lady friend, trained teacher, who is about to have a child with a man. She is certain of not marrying. She'll be born too after this birth. Wow. Abner, so you left me unceremoniously. You of all people. Where did you go to? I am not happy with you. Where did you go to? Vanish like that. Tell your friend to seek for help and seek for counseling. May the two children have proper training from her, even without their father's presence. It's very important. I have solved the problem. Adiapena, thank you. I miss you. Call me when I finish. Esther, call me if you've got a number. 862 571 3950. Don't worry. You miss me 1 week off TikTok. UTP. But you see, baby. Alison Samuel, it is so be as. If your name found home, now can be wage out, and now you'll be wage out. Not in quite 60 echo pop out for our day. Next week, which them how to marry as a divorcee. The protocols you need to consider to marry as a divorcee. Or try Friday, a very sexual. So I can't last week. I can't this week on here. Or try adult content. So counselor may God bless you for all your teaching. So thank you, Ellie Queen. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you so much. I say thank you, Abena Sugar. Thank you for your support and your strength. Good night once again. Thank all of you who came. On our way out, I saw you writing. Thank you very much, Doreen. Thank you very much, Ohima. Thank you, all of you who came. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you, Eric Blim. Thank you, Adia Pena. Thank you. There's a guy who came first. What's the name of the guy? Thank you, Jemima. And then thank you. Hey, thank you, Victoria. Somewhere I saw you. Yeah. Thank you, Victoria from YouTube. Kelvin, thank you so much. And Friday we're going to do an adult show, and then it will be serious adult content. All right. It's good to live a life to know how to manage your emotions and floating no matter what happens to you. Don't make a decision in a temporary situation. Okay. Those who love you, they love you. Don't wait for affirmation every day. I love you. I love you. I love you. Emboa. Good night. Bye-bye. All of you came on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming today. One bank will be about, and thank you for the numbers. Good night. MSP 30 is available.
Hello, Minyama. me say edro ya me ba be di ho adanse a chew Mrs. Bento me di ho adanse minim edro me ba be di ho asem a chew MSP 30 me say edro we abra na me ntimi nya bra me say maya bra gide one day no kra no so moja no emba papa me say edro we ene twitwa je me wonim say untumi nya bra yi a wonum edro we ya sene wo say oba uflo ema uflo pepepe womo a omko eficha na omajase yom ya chese wontumi nya won ho hwe me say MSP 30 edro we me say minim yenti a me di ho adanse ayeden a kire umpe bi nto ya pebito oba uchima asai oba wo ye chima agise yete wonka MSP 30 na record maw na unim say secret ba ko san wo ho say even say enye chima krampo a onto say wonuma esiesi wase eyi nkabone ema ye yeast infection ni ajade nyina me say edro we a friend MSP 30 no juma edimaw me maso ahwe wo so kone kosohwe me maso ahwe wo so kone kosohwe na me say opedodo etu a ene yera kwan makbe honey ginger chips na ginger na honey na chips wake ginger efe chips ni eba chowda me pacha se ebeti wenum esiesie onipedue mu ema omoja emu esane meke enya ne chips ne nkwa ye won powder ne so de anopa osore a wo de aye nsio kakra warm water bi na wanom oba wonum esiesie wase oba wonum ema wenum ete mo amokom nkrofo ncha na mu di nkomo achase wenum emu nte wase so enye me recommend makbe ginger honey e de amawo ne chips ne so ene so bebia wonam bia no tumi de tu kamu ukotokuo mu na ewo ho de bia sanya wenum ebete bema ema wapomudi usisi mu utwadie mu eyede I making ye wonyewo amanone upebi wo amanone a sei na ya package no the number ni ne
0862 215 2007 862-215-2007.
And na eba no ya kromu ha Ghana ha dia chese ebusu wo shop biare mu but ye number so a upedudu etu anankasa upedi ankasa yuso a eno so eno ni
0277 609 644.
Makbe honey ginger me say pebi na obedamas makbe honey ginger
yare yo yare yas obi benya wona fi yare yamfa yare nsu nya nipa sichire yare ni no sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy, we are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pocket, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055 000 5077 055 000 5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support.